on the show once again is James Kosakowski, who's getting ready to fight for CES again, September the 7th against Reggie Merriweather. How you doing, buddy?
Doing amazing, bro. Just ready to go. Tapering the weight down. Camp solid. Feeling amazing. Just ready to go do work. Ready to go show the world, man. That's about it.
Yeah, I know we talked a little bit before we went live, and I mentioned I think the last time we spoke was right after you beat Pat Casey, and you're 4-0 now as a professional. That Casey fight was your last fight as an amateur. Just tell me a little bit about how life has been for you since we've last spoke. Obviously, it's been good.
I mean, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster, man. I mean, that's 4 straight wins. Obviously, that's a blessing. But I had to deal with a lot of adversity too. I had to go through some injuries. I had tore my labrum in my right shoulder after my second professional fight. That was hell. Coming back from that was big for me with that Bellator win. And then with my last one at CES, it was obviously a real big win for me as well. But honestly, it's been great, man. I can't complain. You know, everything's just happening, you know what I mean? Just as it should, you know, one thing to the next. Just, you know, just keep accomplishing my goals one by one is real good, man.
That's great to hear. And 4-0, but also what's more impressively than that is 4 straight finishes, which as a professional, that's a phenomenal way to kick off your career. Tell me, what was the hardest fight that you've experienced now as a professional?
Hard to say. I would say probably Dan Conrad, just because I really didn't expect going in there that he was going to have a ground game like he did. He was very savvy on the ground. Very good fighter. My last fight was also, you know, I had to face a little adversity. The guy, he stuffed the takedown, shucked off my arms, took my back. I couldn't see where his punches were coming from, started hitting me with some good shots. But I was never out of the fight. I would say Dan Conroy was probably my hardest fight just because I had to go 3 rounds before I got the finish. But regardless, got the finish. My last fight got to finish the first round. I keep telling people, man, I'm the future, you know. I'm just going to keep going, just going to keep winning, and that's about it. That's all I'm going to do.
As you mentioned earlier, you did fight for Bellator. Tell me a little bit about what that experience was like. It must have been pretty awesome to step in there and fight under the bright lights.
It was a different feel, man. I gotta say, like, something about fighting under those lights was different. You know, I think fighting on a bigger stage like that is just a real way to showcase real talent, you know, real skill. You know what I mean? You really gotta show and prove yourself, you know what I mean, in front of, you know, the big dogs. So going out there, I mean, the lights, the energy was crazy. I fought at Mohegan Sun multiple times, so it wasn't like it was anything new fighting there, but just fighting under those lights, you know, the walkout, it was a different feel, man. I really enjoyed fighting for Bellator, but they actually wanted to sign me after the fight, and I turned it down because they wanted me to stay on, like, Connecticut cards, like, stay local, and, like, just the deal that they gave me just wasn't worth it for me. So at this point, my eyes are looking at UFC. I'm not going to turn them aside, you know what I mean, if an opportunity comes my way. But as of right now, I'm looking at probably Contender Series, or if I can get on, like, one of those undercards to really showcase my talent, you know, either one.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And obviously right now your priority is on your next opponent, Reggie Merriweather. He's a veteran. He's got a lot of fights in this game. So that's where your focus is at right now. But when you look at a lot of the welterweights that are around the New England area, if you don't get that call up to fight for Contender Series this season, who are some of the guys that you'd like to get in there and tangle with here soon?
Well, just a little correction real quick. Lightweight, I'm moving down. This next fight's going to be at a catchweight bout of 160. After that, I'm making the move to lightweight. So I just want everybody to know that if it doesn't work out, I can always move back up to welterweight. I was obviously, you know, doing just fine at welterweight, but I'm ready for whichever, man. It's, you know, just a matter of just showing up and just doing it, man. That's about it.
So what's your weight at right now, and how difficult has it been for you to kind of transform your body a little bit to make that cut moving down to 155?
It's not too bad, you know, just really it's kind of like just a matter of, like, tapering down what my meal portions and how much I'm eating, just making sure I'm eating just enough to get through the sessions that I'm getting through, and just eating, you know, healthy as fuck. I already ate very healthy, but I'm really tapering it down. No bullshit. Everything's clean cut and to the point. You know what I mean? Raw vegetables, raw fruits. Nuts, seeds. Organic, everything. You know what I mean? I've always ate healthy, but now I've been real strict about my diet. I've never been so focused for a fight before. I'm ready to go.
Is there one food or one beverage that you really miss that you wish you can't wait to have that cheat meal after the fight?
Oh damn, man, you can. I mean, a lot of different things, man. I miss pasta. Pizza's always good. I love ice cream, but all that's got to wait. I got a job. As a professional, I got to show up and do my job, and one of them is to make weight. So obviously, I'm going to show up. I'm going to make weight, and then it's time to get the W. So
I myself, I'm trying to drop 20 pounds here, and I'm doing this thing in August where I have no pizza and I have no beer, and I'm only like a week and a half close to
beer's so hard too, man. I love my stout. I love Guinness. Guinness is one of my favorites, so I understand where you're coming from there. Honestly, cut out carbs at night. That makes a big difference right there. If you cut out all carbs at night, you'll lose a lot of weight just doing that. I've been doing a lot of intermittent fasting too. I do a 24-hour fast every week. I'm actually in the middle of it right now, so I can't wait till 5 p.m. comes. I'm about to dig in, but I do one 24-hour fast a week. That helps me taper down my weight a little bit. And on top of that, just cutting out carbs, man. Carbs are the killer. I'm telling you, that's what puts on fat weight. Fats are good for you. You need healthy fats like coconut oil and stuff like that. It's healthy for the brain. Mm-hmm. But carbs and stuff like that puts on unnecessary body fat.
Now, when you're doing your intermittent fasting, I'm glad you mentioned that because I love intermittent fasting. I feel like it has a lot of benefits, and I hear Joe Rogan talk about it a lot. Is black coffee something that you consider part of your fast, or is it just strictly water?
I do black coffee as well. I've heard people that say that you can't have black coffee, but I've also heard arguments that you can, but you have to drink it straight up black, like no cream, no sugar. I always drink my coffee black anyways. A lot of people make fun of me for it, but I actually like the taste of coffee. I'm a big coffee guy, so I really don't mind the taste of coffee. So I always drink my coffee black anyways. But yeah, I drink black coffee. I drink tea, and then I'll squeeze lemon into water. That's real good. But that's about it. Just straight up, mostly water though. Water, you know what I mean? You should be drinking water. If you're an athlete, you should be drinking probably a gallon and a half to 2 gallons of water a day. So
yeah, no doubt. So what's your weight at right now this second?
So I'm like I woke up at 172.6, which is perfect for me. I feel good at this weight. I feel efficient. I feel fast. Probably gonna end up cutting about 10 pounds in water if that. So I'm probably gonna keep my weight right where it's at around here. Mm-hmm. I basically just been doing what I've been doing at welterweight, except just cutting a lot of the carbohydrates out. So eat most of my carbs earlier in the day, and then towards nighttime, I'm eating like mostly lean proteins, a lot of leafy greens, leafy vegetables, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, obviously, you've been very successful at welterweight, but do you think this transition moving down to lightweight is just going to be a whole nother scary version of Jesse James Kosakowski?
You're going to see a whole new animal, man. When I was fighting at 55, I had 3 wins at 155 before I moved to 170. That was in my amateur career. But you're going to see a whole new animal, man. Nothing's going to change except the fact that I'm just going to be that much bigger of a fighter. You know what I mean? When I step in there, I'm going to be the bigger man. At welterweight, if you look at my last 4 or 5, however many fights since I was an amateur into the pro leagues, it always seems like I was a little bit smaller than the other guy, just a little bit smaller than the other guy. But now that's going to change.
Let me ask you this. Obviously, you made it very clear that lightweight is the move that you're going to be doing here. But let's just say, down the line, you get a short notice fight and the UFC calls you up. They want you to fight at welterweight for Contender Series. Are you going to? Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that you go back and forth.
Calls, you got to take the opportunity when it's there. I would 100% take the opportunity to fight in the UFC at any point. If they called me tomorrow and said, hey, you want to fight? Hell yeah, I'm here. You know what I mean? Bags are going to get packed. Take it easy, Leno. Bye, Grams. Love you. But yeah, just That's about it. If the opportunity comes, the opportunity comes. But at this point, I'm going to keep my weight low. Lightweight's 100% the move. It's definitely my weight class. If they had that one, I remember, I don't know if I spoke with you before, if they had that 165 weight class, that would 100% be my home. Just because I usually walk around outside of camp like 186, somewhere around there. You know, if I'm in like total fight shape, I'm usually like 179, 178. If I'm eating like, you know, like healthy, I'm eating my carbs, stuff like that. But so far so good. I mean, I feel good at this weight. I'm ready to go.
When you look at the UFC right now, and you look at the lightweight and welterweight divisions, do you feel like the current champions are the best in those weight classes, or do you feel like there's someone like a Colby Covington at 170 that could go in and beat Usman and win the belt? Is there someone else at lightweight outside of Khabib?
Well, I think for one thing, Usman is a very. I think he's going to be champion for a while. I don't see Colby beating him just because Usman has that stopping power, and Colby seems to be the type to grind you out. But I feel like Usman's a better grinder. I would have to pick Usman for that one, and for the lightweight matchup that's coming up, that's where we're going. Khabib versus Poirier. I gotta go with Khabib, but I think Poirier poses more of a threat than people think. I think he's got way better boxing than him, and I think he's real hungry too. So I think we might see a little adversity, if not a surprise, for that one. But I'm gonna go with Khabib. You know what I mean? Sambo grappler. You can't doubt a wrestler. Whenever a wrestler's fighting, man, like that seems to be the major key in a lot of these MMA fights. It really comes down to who's the better grappler. You know what I mean? Whether it's getting back to your feet or the exchanges. It just seems like that's such a big aspect of it because at the end of the day, it's a closed cage. It's not like they're fighting on an open field.
Right.
You can dance around, move around. Eventually, it's going to come to a clench. You know?
Yeah, I agree with you on Khabib as well. I feel like he's just someone that, I mean, we haven't seen anyone crack that riddle just yet. He's undefeated. As much as I want Poirier to win that fight, I think I'm going to lean with Khabib until I actually see him get beat. Let's talk a little bit about this camp for you, man. How's it been so far? Obviously, September 7th is a little ways out, but how's it been overall?
It's been good, man. I've been working with a couple different strength conditioning coaches. I'm working with my coach Rob over at PRT Fitness. I'm also working with Brian Reynolds from Thunder Sports and Fitness. And we've been changing up, man, getting real explosive, getting that power up there. My speed is looking better than ever. I've been cracking pads with my boy Walnuts. Shout out Jordan Walnuts. So I've been working with them, working with my dad, of course. I've been working with my dad since I was a little kid, so that's been forever. My boy Nick Newell, he's fighting August 24th right in Bridgeport. My boy Mikey's fighting as well. So it's good, man. Camp's been great. I'm working with the best in the world. So you're going to see the best in the world September 7th. Guarantee that.
Now, one thing I'm curious about, your upcoming opponent, Merriweather, he has lost 4 in a row. So what went behind the decision to take this fight? I would assume at this point in your career, I mean, maybe you just want to rack up wins. I'm not saying he's an easy fight, but I didn't know if just regionally here you'd be looking for more of an opponent with more wins than losses.
Hey, I asked Joe Giannetti, but he didn't want the smoke. So he said, I saw him comment on one thing. He said, "Oh, have him cut to 55." I said, "All right. 55's next, so if he wants it, he can get it after this win." But this guy Reggie Merriweather, I'm not looking over him. He's 13-14. He's on a 4-loss streak. He's really gonna want to win. He's gonna be showing up. But I don't overlook anybody. I fought guys before that I didn't think were gonna have like a specific game plan. Like when I fought Dan Conrad. I looked him up when I researched him on YouTube and watched his videos. He didn't look like he had like such a savvy ground game. And look, he showed up with a big ground game. He was a lot taller than I thought he was going to be. So I mean, you never really know until you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't overlook anybody, so I'm treating him like he's a world champion stepping in there.
Well, I know Giannetti wants to get in as many fights as possible before this UFC Boston card in October. So maybe after this one, if it's a quick fight and you're healthy, maybe you guys can get in there for another promotion. That would be an exciting fight.
Hey, I find that 155 title, now that Nate the Snake is gone, he's over at PFL. I wouldn't mind getting a shot at that 155 title. They already offered me Vinny DeJesus at 170, but hey, I'm moving down to 55. Why can't I get a shot at that title? So maybe I can meet Joe there. It don't matter though. Whoever's down, I'm down for that 55 strap CES world title.
I love that, man. That would be one hell of a fight, one that you would not want to miss here in the New England area. Let's talk a little bit more about your upcoming opponent, Reggie Merriweather. Obviously, a lot of tape on him, as you said. His record's 13-14. What is it that he does best, and where do you think his biggest holes are?
So he's real good at grabbing a clinch. He grabs the clinch and he likes to swing with his other hand. Seems like that's like his major plan: get somebody against the fence and do it. But he definitely shows a lot of weaknesses on the ground. That if it comes about, if the range is there, you know, that'll definitely be solved. But on the feet too, he definitely he likes to move right in. He likes to go for the kill right away. So whatever comes, man. I mean, you know, I work all ranges. I consider myself a mixed martial artist. So whether it's boxing, kicking, you know, grappling range, I'll be ready for whatever.
Are you envisioning another early finish for yourself?
Yes, 100%. You know, first round.
Do you want to keep this on the feet or go to the ground? I mean, do you have a preference? Is there? I mean, do you like knocking people out more than submitting them, or vice versa?
It don't matter, man. Whatever comes. I mean, all my wins have been by submission, but you know, it's not to say I can't go out there, you know, and get a knockout too. You know, I'm working hard in the gym. You know, I'm training with savages every day, so I'm ready for whatever comes my way. But I'm also ready to face adversity too. I've been there. I've been in those situations where I've been sick during fights. I had a broken nose my last fight. I still came back and got the finish. So I'm really ready for anything. I'm hungry, man. I want more. So.
Well, this is going to be another one of those fights that you don't want to miss. Obviously, every time you step into the cage, it's must-see TV, especially CES, one of the best promotions, not just in New England, but across the country here. Before I let you go, I also want to mention to you, I understand that you did some commentary for the first time for Ammo. How did that go?
Yeah, I did. I thought you were going to be there.
Yeah, you know, I've had some family type stuff going on, and it's kind of hindered my ability to travel, but I will 100% be down at the next one, my man.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because Bill told me that I was going to be commentating with you, and then all of a sudden, last minute, my boy Mikey's like, "No, I'm commentating with you," and I'm like, "Oh shit, all right." So we had a good time, man. It was fun. I was just the energy was real high. I think there were almost all finishes on the card, so the card itself was a great card. People could say what they want about Ammo Fight League, but they put on good cards, man. I love Ammo. I love Bill. He always showed a lot of love towards me. So, I've always been cool with the Ammo Fight League, man.
No doubt. I feel 100% the same way. Bill has been nothing but an absolute friend and gentleman to me, so I'm going to continue to support him 100%. But yeah, let's as long as you don't have a fight, let's try and make that happen for the next Ammo card. We can
let's do it.
Let's
do it. I'm down, man. Anything get my name out there just a little bit more is good. You know, that's always a good thing. But I don't mind helping Bill out too if he needs somebody. So, you know, it's always fun. It's a good time. I love talking about fights too. Like that's my passion. So when I can sit there and just, you know, talk about what's going on, I love doing that. So I don't mind.
Obviously, same thing for me, man. I love it. So I look forward to that next Ammo card and us being cage side calling those fights. Always a pleasure to talk to you, my man. Before I let you go, I do want to just give the floor to you. Any sponsors you have or anyone that you want to thank, you go right ahead and do so.
Shout out Carlos Correa, Chess Moves Management. He's the one who's going to be setting up my fight for this next fight, CES 58. Shout out TLR Worldwide LLC. I actually just released a ringtone. Want people to know about that because I'm actually giving all proceeds to St. Jude's. So I want people to definitely go and download that ringtone. You could look right on my bio on Instagram. I don't know if you could show the people where that's at when this video ends, but right on Instagram, you'll see it right on my bio. If you click that, all proceeds go right to St. Jude's for children with cancer. So I would appreciate if everybody went and did that. Shout out TFW, TraditionalFilipinoWeapons.com. And yeah, that's about it, man.
That's awesome that you're doing that with the ringtone, man. I just did a fundraiser to help fight cancer in my father's name here locally in Maine, and we raised about $7,000 for a nonprofit organization around here. So I commend you doing that. That's very cool.
I appreciate that, man. Yeah, man. It's you got to give back, man. I mean, at the end of the day, I had a hype music video. It wasn't a music video. I'm sorry. It was a highlight video with my own walkout song, and I decided, I'm gonna make something bigger out of this. So, hey, why not give back at the end of the day?
No doubt, man. That's a great thing you're doing. So congrats on that. And again, man, it's a pleasure chatting with you. Best of luck the rest of this camp, and go get the W. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Will do. Take it easy.